So tomorrow's Holy Thursday, beginning of the Triduum, and really the entrance into the mystery of the Passion. Now before we get there, I want to reflect for a little bit on sacrifice itself. There are two different kinds of sacrifice. You have the sacrifice of circumstance and the sacrifice of the will. So sacrifice of the circumstance is when something bad happens to you. You endure this pain or discomfort or suffering well, and you unite it to Christ's salvific suffering on the cross. There's another kind of sacrifice, which is the sacrifice of the will. And this is when something is not necessarily happening to you, but that you are doing something out of yourself that brings you any sort of suffering or pain or mortification or humiliation. It's when things are totally in your power and you choose to continue on the way it is, even though it's uncomfortable, for the glory and the salvation and the consolation of Jesus' heart. You can endure a lot more when it's the sacrifice of circumstance, because you're having it happen to you, you're abandoning your will and saying, "Thy will be done, I will offer this for your great glory and the salvation of souls." But when you're doing it out of your own will and actually causing or willing this suffering, it is so hard to keep it up, because at any moment, if the pain gets to where you feel you can't endure anymore, you are totally just able to stop. You have everything in your power. You can stop at any point. And to continue doing it, to choose to continue doing it, is a sacrifice of the will. And therefore, I feel like it's a greater sacrifice. Here's an example. St. Faustina used to pray with her arms outstretched for extended periods of time. And I was like, hey, no, that's a good idea. That would keep your mind focused. So I did it during the time of a Divine Mercy Chaplet. 7 minutes. I can't keep my arms outstretched for 7 minutes. Granted, I am a wimp. It was really, really hard. But that's a very, very low level of pain. Just like the smallest little, muscle squishiness. But the willpower it took to keep my arms out was a greater sacrifice than even if, I had a migraine or something like that. Okay, not quite a migraine. Migraines hurt a lot, but a headache, yes. So how does this apply to Holy Week? If you think about it, Jesus is the living word, okay? He is the author of life. He created all things and sustains them in existence. He held together the sinews of the leather straps that tore his flesh during the scourging at the pillar. He held together the fists of the Roman soldiers that were slugging him. He held together the nails that were pushed through his hands to keep him on the cross. He had a level of power over everything that we can't possibly comprehend. He was literally in control of every single little thing. And he willed it all. So great was his love for us that he not only endured the most painful possible and humiliating of deaths, and allowed himself to be beaten, scourged, and spit upon, he actually held all of the material things together which were inflicting him this pain. So as we continue through this week, just keep that in mind. See you tomorrow, guys. Have a good Holy Wednesday.